What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today we have another regional sport, and this time around we have Tony, who actually won San Jose for seniors with the Seismitoad Giratina deck. Now, Seismitoad Giratina is a very straightforward deck that we've seen a lot perform well at regionals, but this time it's kind of like really techy. Like as you see here, you play the AZ, the Getsus, the Hex Maniac, the Team Flare Gun, the Zerosic. Very heavy supported tech cards, which are great here, especially with the 4 VA stickers to reuse supported cards here. But hopefully you enjoyed this interview. Thanks for watching. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today we're doing another regional sport, and what's your name?
I'm Tony Jimenez.
Alrighty, and what regionals are we talking about here?
Northern California.
Okay. Alright, now we know that you play the Seismitoad Giratina deck, and before we talk about your deck here, what were the decks that you played against, and how did they go?
My first matchup was against Mega Skeptile, and that was round 1. And I was a little nervous because of how it was setting up. He played first, and he hit the first turn Skeptile because of Giant Plant Forest. And I didn't know what I was gonna do. And then I hit the Tool Scrapper and the Headringer in the first turn Crushing Hammer, and then I was just toad walking him. So then he couldn't really do anything. And then I just started attacking with Giratina because he couldn't hit Giratina. So that's how I won game 1 and game 2. And then round 2 was against Evil Tall Mega Manetric, and he attached to Manetric his first turn because he played first, and I Crushing Hammered and I hit it. He attached the Spirit Link, and I Tool Scrappered again. And then I Headringered. So it was by far, yeah. Like that's literally how all my games went. Was like the Tool Scrapper and the Crushing Hammers were always like in my opening hand, and then always Ultra Balls for Hoopa, Shaman setup, and then Headringered Evil Tall. So then he couldn't, like, he started stacking up energy, and then I would Zerosic or Crushing Hammer. And then when he sent it up, I was just Toad Walking it and then Flare Grunted. And then round 3 was against Toadbath, and that was kind of rough because game 1 he played first, and he gets this to me turn 1. But I had Juniper and Shaman in my hand, so he hit 4 and I Shamaned for like 4, and then I just Junipered everything away. And then I just started punching him for a little bit. And then eventually, I get this to him, and I got rid of this computer search. And, like, he started dead drawing when I Chaos Willed him, and then he couldn't attach DCEs. So then I won game 1. And then game 2, he just started attaching DCEs to his Mewtwo. And I was, like, Enhanced Hammer, Crushing Hammer, Zerosic. And then when he finally attacked with it, I just knocked it out. And then so that's how that went. And then round 4, I played up against Metal Ray. Game 1, I lost because I started Hoopa and just had hammers and lasers, and I couldn't. It was like just a dead draw game, so I literally just like said Hoopa pass. And then like I tried to stay in because like I didn't really want to just like scoop because I just like wanted to play the game out and see like if we could go to time and eventually tie. And then game 2, I won because I had Ringered his Mega Rayquazas. I was hitting all my hammers. I Tool Scrappered his Spirit Links, and eventually I Tool Scrappered his Floatstone and just Lysandre Keldeo and Chaos Willed it, so then it was just stuck up there and he couldn't get it out. And then game 3, like, literally we started and then it was time. So then so we just decided to go on the tie. And then round 5 was against Archiestois. That was pretty crazy, but he never hit Archie's both games. So that was pretty much a win. So.
If they don't get that turn with Archie's and you Toad punch them, they're like, alright, I guess I'll scoop. It's like,
yeah.
they can't really get a. I mean, I guess they could chill inside you. That's their only option, really.
but then you have Keldeo Floatstone, so
Yeah,
then
yeah, true, exactly. So like, yeah.
but of how that game went, he played a Regice, so like he was gonna try to stall, but I was hitting all my hammers, and he eventually couldn't do anything because he just kept drawing items, and then that was his last Pokemon, and I killed it. And then game two, he had Jirachi. That was his last card in his, or no. He had, so his last two cards was Jirachi and Water Energy, but he already attached for his turn. So then he Jirachi Stellar Guidance for the Archies, and then so then he just passed, and then his next turn, he hits the computer search, but then I already turn one punched him, so then he couldn't play it, and then that was pretty dirty. And then round 6 was against Flareon Vespiquen, and I ended up winning. Well, it was like I won game 1, and then they had repairing because the system got all messed up. But I ended up playing the same kid, so I still ended up winning. So that was pretty cool.
When they did the repair, did you have to play like a whole new series again, or did they already count game one?
We had to play a new series because what had happened was like they said to scoop up your cards, and then like some of us didn't scoop, and then they were deciding, and then they just said to start the round over basically.
Oh, that's really weird.
Yeah, and then round 7 was against Patrick Martinez, the world champion from last year, and we just tied because we were already 501 and we were the only people 501. So then we were he was first seed and I was second seed going into top 8. So then we just yeah.
Okay. So going to top 8, are you excited? Are you nervous?
Going into top 8, I was really confident about my match because it was against Flareon Vespiquen, and I knew it was gonna be more in my favor because once I got the Chaos Rolling going, he couldn't play the DCEs. And what had happened was my friend the night before said that he was gonna prize his Blacksmith both games, and he did. Like I felt so bad.
Wait,
And like
so both games you prized them?
yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Like game 1, he started off really good. Like it was 6-2, and like I was like on my feet, just really nervous. And like I hit the turn 1 punch both games too, and he turn 1 Getsus me both games. But then my opening can was Juniper and Shaman, so then I just Shaman for like 4 and then Junipered. So it was pretty gross. So top 8 was honestly, if he didn't prize his Blacksmith, it would have been a lot harder.
That's true.
And then going into top 4, that was a match that really had me on my feet because it was against Mega Manetric Metal with like Aegislash and Cobalion. And what had happened was game 1 he played first, and he attached the Energy and the Spirit Link, and I hit my first turn Hammer, but he double Spirit Link, and I hit Toll Scrapper, and then I double Headringered both his Manectric. Like, it was just pretty dirty.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, he couldn't Turbo Volt for a couple of turns, so then he was just stalling with Aegislash for a little bit. So then I just started Chaos Filling him because he couldn't like get out of it. Because like he couldn't play Floatstone or anything. He could still play items like Switch and Escape Rope, but he like couldn't really get out of it.
Yeah, true.
And then he never benched Cobalion, which I really never understood why. Because that's honestly the only way to beat Totina. Because like playing 7 Special Energy, you just Righteous Edge all of them away.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that just didn't cross his mind or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and then game 2, basically the same thing happened. He started Manectric, I hit the first turn Hammer, he attached Spirit Link, I Tool Scrappered, Headringered, and then I chorused, I Ultra Balled for Hoopa, grabbed Jirachi, Keldeo and Shaman. I set up for a couple of cards. I lasered him, I attached DCE, Muscle Band, and then I Jirachi'd, Stellar Guidance, and grabbed Chorus and a Chorus for 9. And that was like my first turn. It was pretty gross. And then when I Chorus, I drew into 4 VS Seeker, Lysandre, and Hex Maniac. And when I drew into that, like, I knew that the game was more in my favor then, because he didn't really have like an option to VS Seeker, and he already played a couple of, like, he end already, and then he Ultra Ball discarding another end, so I knew he only had 1 to 2 ends left. And then when I Quaking Punched him, he couldn't play VS Seeker.
That's true.
And then he started dead drawing a little bit. So then it was more in my favor, and then when he like set up Aegislash, I literally just Hex Maniac for 5 turns with VS Seeker. And he couldn't do anything. And like, yeah. and the crazy thing was, in all of my games, I didn't play first like once. Like, I never won the coin toss. But I guess it really doesn't matter because you could always punch too.
Yeah, true. It only needs a DCE, so as long as you get the Toad DCs, you're always attacking turn 1, so it's not that bad. It's not that big of a deal.
And then in the finals, my opening hand was so good, and I still placed second. I started Seismitoad, and I had Hoopa, Computer Search, and DCE, and he ended me first turn. And I was like, Jesus. And then when he ended me, I just drew into like 2 Crushing Hammers, a Laser, a Burbank, a Giratina, a Headringer, and then like I just kept drawing items, and then he punched me. So then I lost game 1 because I couldn't do anything. And then game 2 I played first. So then I started Toad, attached Muscle Band. I Ultra Balled for Hoopa. Hoopa grabbed Shaman, Jirachi. I Shaman for some, and then I Jirachi Stellar Guidance for Hex Maniac, so then he couldn't Shaman or Keldeo do anything this turn. And he started Hoopa his game. So then I just Hex Maniac and then passed. And then the only thing he did was play Laser and pass. And then my turn, I attached DCE, and then VS Secret Hex Maniac, and then Quaking Punch for 50. And then, so it went his turn, and then, like, seems like he got a Juniper finally, and then he benched a couple of Pokemon, and then, like, he just kept missing his energy, basically, what was happening. So then his Hoopa was just stuck, so then he passed, and then I had a Juniper in my hand still when I Shamaned. So then I Junipered, and then I attached the Double Dragon to my Giratina, and I just Lasered and then Quaking Punched again. And then he just, like, Hoopa was still there, and then he passes. And then I AZ the Toad, and then I just start Chaos Mowing. And then he couldn't attach Special Energy, so then he was pretty much stuck, and then he played like 3 hammers, and he missed all 3 of them. And I was like, oh my.
Luck was on your side.
Yeah. And then so that's pretty much what happened game 2. But like after I Chaos Willed, it was more in my favor because he couldn't attach.
Yeah, true.
He played 3 Flare Ground and 1 Xerosic in his list, which was a little bit difficult. But he wasn't really playing conservative about saving his resources, because the third game, he played first, and he Jirachi'd, he stole a Guidance, and then he Junipered like 2 Flare Grunts. I was like, okay. And he attached his Double Dragon, and then he Lasered and then passed. And then I Ultra Balled, I grabbed Keldeo, because I priced Hoopa, which was kind of a shame, because Hoopa is kind of what makes the deck good.
Yeah, true.
And then so I Ultra Balled for the Keldeo, and then I set up for like 5. And then I draw into another Ultra Ball, I grab another Shaman, set up. and then I draw a Toad and Jirachi, and then I chorus for like a 9. And then I missed my DCE for my turn, so I was pretty bummed out. So then I attached a double dragon to my Giratina, and then I hit the crushing hammer, so then I got rid of his double dragon. So then he was like, oh my gosh, cause like I was really only hitting the flips that mattered. Like every flip that didn't matter, it didn't really matter.
Yeah, true, yeah.
And then it went to his turn. He Junipers and he misses the DCE again. And I was like, okay, I'm safe still. And then he hammers again and he misses it. And I was like, I'm still okay. But then he double headringers me, my Toad and my Giratina, and I was like, dang. So then it goes my turn, and then I VS Seeker for Colress, and then I Colress for 10 this time. And then I draw into Tool Scrapper and double Muscle Band. So then I Tool Scrapper the double Headringer and then attach double Muscle Band. And then I hit Boatstone, and then I finally hit my DCE. And then I was just punching him, so then he was pretty much stuck for a little bit. But then, like, he Junipered again, and he ditched like 3 Flare Grunts as a Rosic, and he was out of like 3 VS Seeker already. And I was like, okay. So then he's a Rosic to DCE, and I was like, okay, that's good. No, he's a Rosic, so he still has his Rosic left. And I was like, okay, so he gets rid of the DCE, and then it goes my turn, so then I just attach the double dragon to the Giratina, and then I just rush and retreat, and then just start chaos healing. And then, like, he literally just ran out of all of his resources, so he had, like, no more hammers, and no more flare grunts, and no more VS Seekers, so then the game was more in my favor. And then he couldn't play any energies down, so I ended up winning.
There you go. Well, congratulations on winning.
Thank you.
I guess the name of the game is conserving your resources. Is always, something you got to think about.
Yeah.
I guess the very first question is, why did you decide to play the Seismitoad Giratina deck?
In testing, I had 3 choices, which was Seismitoad Giratina, Nightmarch Archeops, and Eviltal Archeops. Eviltal's honestly the most consistent deck in the format. That's my opinion, because it just has like so much with Dark Patch, with lasers, with Keldeo, with Darkrai. Same with Nightmarch, it either goes off or it goes on. Like if you could literally hit the first turn 180 Nightmarch, it's so gross. And then like with Totina, it has really good matchups, and for regionals for seniors, that's all that's won. Like, every single regional for seniors, that's all that's won has been Totina.
Yeah, it's a great deck, and I mean, we see why, because it's such a controlling deck, I guess, You shut down your opponent's trainer cards, you play, like, Energy Denial, it's, like, everything that you need, so why not play it, you know what I mean?
Right.
Alright, so I guess the next question is, you did play, like, the Getzes, the Hex Maniac, the Zerosic, the Team Flare Gun, you play all these, like, techie supporter cards, as people call them. What was your favorite techie supporter cards?
My favorite would honestly have to be Getzes, because before I would break the item lock, I would Getses and I would hit about 7 cards. And then I would just Chaos Will, so then like they'd either have like a supporter or they just have all kinds of Pokemon and energy.
Alright, that's cool. I guess the next question is, you did play the 4 Crushed Hammers, but you also played the 1 Enhanced Hammer. Did you ever want a second Enhanced Hammer, or was the 1 good enough?
The 1 was good enough. It was just like a tech.
Okay, alright. Now, during your matches, did you ever wish you had, like, a certain card in your deck, but you just knew you didn't play it? So was there anything you kind of, like, wished you played in your deck that you didn't have?
I really wish I played a second Lysandre, because, like, I really didn't prize it, but there was, like, so many times where I just really wanted another one.
Mm-hmm.
But the only way to fit the Getsus in was to drop a Lysandre. Because, in Arizona, I played Totina, and I switched one card, which was dropping with Andre Forgets This.
And it seemed like it worked well for you.
Yeah, I liked it better.
How'd you perform in Arizona?
I bubbled. I got 9.
Ah, okay. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's still okay. All right. How many championship points you at right now?
I'm at 270, and with world points, I'm at 310.
All right, congratulations. That's a lot of championship points already, and we're not even like halfway done with the season.
The season.
Yeah, it's like the first regional set, and you got 300 points. Like you already got your Masters invite, so there you go. All right, so coming up on cities, if they are expanded, are you gonna stick with the Totina deck, or is there some kind of new deck and breakthrough that you want to play?
Um, I really like Totina, but it just honestly depends how the meta shifts.
Yeah, I understand that. Now, okay, I guess this is another weird question. In standard, do you still like Totina without lasers, or no?
No. I honestly think Toad's not as good without lasers. And just the fact that we don't have Keldeo Floatstone. I know that we're getting Zoroark, but I just think a stage 1 would be a little clunky.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay. All right. Now, do you want to give any shouts to anybody?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Pokemon Toya, which is Adrian Montoya,
Okay.
and Brandon Herrera, and those are basically the two that helped me play test.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for doing this interview. Once again, congrats on winning. That's a very great accomplishment, and getting ninth place as well. Like ninth and first, like you can't complain about that. Like 2 regionals, 2 great placements. So congratulations on those two. But
Thank you.
hopefully everybody enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something new about Seismitoad Giratina, and you can see why the deck is so strong here. But thanks for watching once again. I hope you have a great day. Alrighty, bye.
Bye.